कोमल काया की मोहमाया पुनव चांदन न्याले, सोन्यात सजले रुप्यात भिजले रत्न प्रभात नुल्याली, नटले थटले जशी उमटली चांदणी रंग महाली, मी यवन बिजली पाहून थिजली इंद्र सभा भवताली, अप्सरा इंद्रपुरीतून खाली पसरली लाली, रत्नप्रभात नुलाली ती हसली गाली, चांदणी रंग महाली अप्सरा पुनव चांदन नाली।
दोस्तों, डोंट यू थिंक हर लैंग्वेज का एक यूनिक सा टेस्ट प्रोफाइल होता है? Languages like Bengali and Maithili can taste soft and sweet as if आप cotton candy खा रहे हो, and वही Marathi can make you feel like you're eating something like कैरी का अचार. Compared to Bengali, it is little more sour, tangy and spicy. Marathi does not try too hard to be sweet. It is not afraid to throw in some rough and tough sounds here and there. But ये सब के बावजूद सुनने में ये कभी जर्मन या अरबिक की तरह harsh sound नहीं करती. I feel like Marathi एक नदी की तरह flow करती है. Sometimes this नदी is calm and gentle. और दूसरे वक्त this becomes fast and ferocious. इस वीडियो में हम आंसर करने की कोशिश करेंगे कि ऐसे क्या स्पेसिफिक रीजंस हैं जिनसे मराठी को एक यूनिक स्पेशल चुलबुला सा फ्लेवर मिलता है. What gives Marathi its unique texture?
काहीतरीच काय आयडिया तर सांगा.
चलिए let's start by comparing a Bengali song with its Marathi version and let's see कि बंगाली के कंपैरिजन में मराठी कैसे अलग साउंड करता है.
বৃষ্টি পায়ে পায়ে সেই কি যেন কিনা জলে ঢাকা মাঠে আকাশে হাত বাড়ায় মেঘের আড়ালে ঢেকে থাকা সেই রংধনুকে চাই দেখেছো কি তাকে সেই নীল নদীর ধারে उंचडी तलपले ते मी स्पर्शले हलके हलके आले जाण सृष्टी त्याची ना जलभरा हाती आभाळ वेधले देखी डोळ्यात लपवणी तरंग धनुचे बाण उंचडी तलपले ते मी स्पर्शले.
अगर हम दोनों लिरिक्स को साइड बाय साइड रख के कंपेयर करें, we start seeing some interesting differences. Marathi has some unique letters that you might not have come across in Hindi before, like R and Rya. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll come to this section soon. अभी के लिए let's just focus on the vowels and consonants. अगर हम हर consonant को एक red dot से represent करें और हर vowel को एक yellow dot से represent करें, and we place these dots below these letters, we start seeing that an interesting pattern emerges. To explain it a little more, देखे छो, यहाँ पे हर consonant द, ख और छ में एक vowel added है, and so this word is represented as consonant vowel, consonant vowel, consonant vowel. But take the Marathi word unzalita. यहाँ पे एक vowel है o, and then a consonant cluster z, hence two dots. फिर री which is a consonant and vowel, and then a consonant त. इस तरह हम हर वर्ड को मार्क करेंगे. We see that Bengali has an even consonant vowel pattern to it, while Marathi has little more diversity in it. On counting the dots, हम पाते हैं कि Bengali has almost an even distribution of vowels and consonants, जबकि मराठी में there is a rich concentration of consonants and vowels को थोड़ा sparingly use करा जाता है Bengali के compared. In fact, Marathi also has a lot of these consonant clusters, these double dots that are found very rarely in Bangla. अगर हम nearby dots को अब एक लाइन से जोड़ दें and ये बाकी सारे elements को हटा दें, we are better able to visualize the texture of both these languages. While Bengali का profile is very symmetrical, it is also very uniform, a continuous sandwich of consonants and vowels with some double consonants here and there. But Marathi पे गौर फरमाइए. Unlike Bengali, there are sections here which are loaded only with consonants. And then these sections are punctuated with other sections that have these consonant vowel sandwiches, like Bengali. Comparison के लिए मैंने इस गाने को German में भी translate किया और उसको हिंदी में फिर transliterate किया. And then I repeated the same process to get this visualization. Notice how German में there are two frequent breaks between vowels and consonants. There are also triple consonant clusters. If we place this next to Bengali and Marathi, I feel you can appreciate how Marathi combines the both extremities. It has the density of German with the fluidity of Bangla, which explains why despite having consonant clusters like sp, tya, rya, lya, ये language सुनने में इतनी rough नहीं लगती.
आज गोकुळात रंग खेळतो हरी, राधिके जरा जपून जा तुझ्या घरी. आज गोकुळात रंग खेळतो हरी, राधिके जरा जपून जा तुझ्या घरी. आज गोकुळात सखी.
It is hard to confuse Marathi with any other Indian language because of some distinctive sounds that only Marathi uses. Most of you must have known about this letter that looks like infinity symbol and makes the sound L from a previous video of ours. L at this point is almost a symbol of identity for Marathis because of how frequently it is used in this language.
हिंदी में लोटस को क्या बोलते हैं? कमल. ओ, तुम लोग क्या बोलते हो मराठी में? कमल. सेम ही तो है. कमल, कमल अलग है.
You will see it in many Marathi surnames like Kulkarni, Ingle, Kamble, Salunke, so on and so forth. But honestly speaking, L is not that unique to Marathi. Several other languages have this sound, including Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Gadwali, Punjabi, Gujarati, etc. What is truly unique to Marathi are these sounds. I know आप क्या सोच रहे हो? इसमें नया क्या है? च, ज, झ ये तो हिंदी में भी हैं. But friends, here I am talking about the alternate variations of these letters. Ch, z or zh. These above normal sounds ch, j, jh are common to all Indian languages and are called palatal stops. Whereas these ones, ch, z and zh are peculiar to Marathi and they are technically called alveolar affricates. Palatal stops because they touch the hard palate of your mouth, and alveolar affricate because they touch the alveolar ridge and make a friction-like sound. Let's listen to this part of the song you heard at the beginning once more.
नटली थटली जशी उमटली चांदणी रंग महाली.
So now, they are saying Chandani Rang, not Chandani, Chandani. Therefore, the fourth tsa is like the tsa in Utsav or cat's tsa.
Where the hell are you?
Tasuka.
Tahuka?
Tasuka, New Mexico, outside Santa Fe.
Are you stupid? If you don't get your ass back to set, you're gonna get sued.
तो चटोर चित्त चोर वाट रोखतो, हात ओढुनी खुशाल रंग टाकतो.
Therefore, notice how in the Marathi word Chittatsor, we find both the ch and the tsa pronunciations. But Marathi refuses to use a nukta or any symbol to distinguish these sounds. Therefore, इस letter को देखकर बोलना ये impossible है in Marathi that whether this is ch or it is tsa. ये जो sound है tsa, ये हमें कश्मीरी में और तिब्बतन में भी मिलता है. Like for example, the Kashmiri roti tsot.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, अस्सलामु अलैकुम। आज की हमारी रेसिपी है चावल के आटे की रोटी, जिसे हम कश्मीरी में तुमलचोट या आबजोट कहते हैं।
इनफैक्ट ओल्ड तेलुगु में तो बकायदा 2 लेटर्स मौजूद थे जो कि ये साउंड्स को डिनोट करते थे, दिस वन एंड दिस वन। बट व्हेन द तेलुगु अल्फाबेट सिस्टम वाज स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड, दे गॉट एलिमिनेटेड। We think that Marathi को ये च और ज sounds तेलुगु से मिले होंगे, but that actually does not seem to be the case considering no other Dravidian language has these sounds. Moving on, similar to च, z also exists in Marathi, like j and z. ये sound आपको हिंदी में भी दिखता है, जहाँ पे this sound is denoted as j with a nukta making z. But Marathi में again like च कोई visual distinction नहीं होता. In fact, Marathi does not even follow Hindi style of using the sound. For example, while in Hindi this is jahaz, in Marathi it is zahaz. The third sound is zh, and this is little different from the Hindi jh. Notice carefully. Zh, jh. This sound is used in very common words like my or mera. वो गाना सुना है आपने? जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा. Sorry. वहाँ पे जो ये वर्ड है माझा, वहाँ पे वी फाइंड दिस साउंड. माय के 3 फॉर्म्स होते हैं मराठी में, फॉर मेल, फीमेल एंड न्यूटर. बिकॉज महाराष्ट्र इज अ मैस्कुलिन नाउन, वी यूज माझा. न्यूटर के लिए हम यूज करते हैं माझ. So you would say माझं नाव आश्रिश. Third is the feminine form. You would think that this would be माझी, following the same pattern, but ऐसा अगर हुआ तो मराठी इतना simple नहीं हो जाता. Therefore this word is not माझी, it is माझी. So Marathi switches from the alveolar form here to the palatal form. In fact we notice कि किसी भी sound में जब ई मात्रा use हो, then the normal palatal sound is used, ch or ch, and in other cases the alveolar form is used. Therefore, while stubborn is ziddi in Hindi, it becomes jiddi in Marathi. Acha, did you notice this word that I showed you pehle? The neuter form of mera, maza. You might have thought ki because of this anuswar, this sound should be mazam, but that is not the case. Marathi uses this anuswar in very unexpected ways. Pure Marathi mein, mera naam was maze pehle. So, maze now. But this maze in regions of Pune became maza. And because of the dominance of Pune, this form became the new standard. So to say kitab gir gaya, you would previously have said pustak khali padle. But now we say pustak khali padla. Now सोच के देखो पडला को कैसे लिखा जाता. अगर हम इसको इस तरह लिखते, then people could confuse it with padal, and therefore to make it super clear that it's padala, Marathi uses this mark in the end of la to indicate an extra a sound. अनुस्वार का pronunciation भी मराठी में हिंदी से थोड़ा अलग होता है. In front of certain sounds like these, Anuswar gets a half v flavor to it. Therefore, while this is sansar in Hindi, it would be sansar in Marathi, samvad in Hindi, and samvad in Marathi, संरक्षण in Hindi, संरक्षण in Marathi. ये v sound जो है वो मराठी को एक यूनिक सा फ्लेवर प्रोवाइड करता है. Now, before I tell you about the 2 other unique sounds, I think it is a good time to discuss the historical roots of Marathi. कैसे create हुई ये भाषा? You see, Bengali and Hindi की तरह Marathi also is a language of the Indo-Aryan family. मतलब it has originated from Sanskrit. And to be more precise, it has originated from Maharashtri Prakrit. As you know, संस्कृत भारत के 3 दिशाओं में जाकर 3 अलग-अलग स्टाइल्स अडॉप्ट कर ली. पूर्व दिशा की ओर संस्कृत became softer, roundier, rhythmical, and it turned into Magadhi Prakrit, the mother of Bangla, Odia and Ahomia. North की तरफ जाते जाते Sanskrit became little coarser, more firmer, more masculine, and it became Shauraseni Prakrit, the father of Haryanvi, Punjabi and Rajasthani. But Dakshin की ओर जाकर Sanskrit took another path. It became more dramatic, and it turned into Maharashtri Prakrit, the parent of Marathi. We will talk about this dramatic nature of Marathi later, but now let's come back to the sounds. Sanskrit sounds, the same Sanskrit sounds, get transformed by each Prakrit in their own ways. For example, the Vedic Sanskrit term for a knife is kshuri. Now this ksha was a little hard for Prakrit speakers, and so it would transform. Shauraseni और Magadhi में ये ksha छ में बदल जाता था, and therefore it became churi. But Maharashtri Prakrit में this ksha sound became a sa sound, and thus it became suri. The plural of suri is surya, and this word is written like this. And this word is different from this word, surya. Surya, surya. This sound rya is also unique to Marathi. Generally, Hindi में half r से कोई sound शुरू नहीं होता. Similarly, the complex Sanskrit letters r and j became different in Marathi and Hindi. संस्कृत में आप इन शब्दों को पढ़ोगे ऋषभ और ज्ञानेंद्र, but हिंदी ने जब ये letters को adopt किया, they became ri and gya. So it's ऋषभ and ज्ञानेंद्र. Marathi mein, however, these sounds were different from Hindi. Instead of ri and gya, these became ru and nya, therefore making these words Rushabh and Jnanendra.
सांग श्याम सुंदरास काय जाहले रंग टाकल्या विना कुणाना सोडले ज्यास त्यास रंग 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 लागले कटीच वाचशील काय तू तरी राधिके जरा जपून जा तुझ्या घरी.
Maharashtri Prakrit was a dramatic Prakrit. Matlab, it was used heavily in dramas, nataks, plays, all of that. In fact, the very famous Sanskrit play Abhigyana Shakuntalam, written by Kalidas himself, had a lot of Maharashtri Prakrit in it. All the major characters would speak in Sanskrit except for Shakuntala, who would speak in Maharashtri Prakrit. The language was full of ornamentation and style. Timeline-wise, Maharashtri Prakrit existed between 500 BC to 500 AD, and it was spoken all the way from Malwa and Rajputana in the north to Tungabhadra Nadi in the south. That is a very huge expanse. In fact, in 150 BC, when Western India में Satavahanas were ruling, the king Hala के patronage में लिखा गया था Gaha Sattasai, the Prakrit name for Gatha Saptashahi, which literally means a collection of 700 verses. It is considered to be the alter ego of the Kama Sutra because it talks about love from an emotional and a philosophical angle. Chaliye, let's listen to the first 2 verses of the Gaha Sattasai to get a feel for how Maharashtri Prakrit sounded like.
Gaha Sattasai. पशुवैणोरो सारुण पडिमा संकंत गोरी मुहांदम गहियग्घ पंकं विय संझा सलिलंजलिं नमः सत्तसताईं कैवच्छलेन कोडीय मज्ज आरम्मि हालेन विरय्याईं सालंकाराण गाहाणम्.
Maybe you can see how one probably wouldn't guess this to be directly related to Marathi. In a conversation with my friend and a fellow language enthusiast Milind, he mentioned how Marathi probably had a historical language shift in the past, which might have given Marathi a touch of Dravidian flavor to it.
Actually, there's also among academics, there's a lot of disagreement with where Marathi came from, because Marathi in its present state is extremely far from Maharashtri Prakrit. Right. And there are some things that make Marathi closer to Kannada than it is to Maharashtra Prakrit. There are a lot of opinions that go with the fact that Marathi actually had a language shift at some point. And that is why Kannada has a huge influence. There are a bunch of words in Marathi that come from Kannada.
This border between Karnataka and Maharashtra is very recent. Historically, this line was very blurry. It was impossible to tell where Marathi culture stopped and where Kannada culture began. Both these regions were ruled by the Satavahanas, Chalukyas, Rashtrakutas, Marathas, and later the Vijayanagar Empire. Even spiritually, North Karnataka में originate हुई Lingayatism is very popular in Maharashtra, and Maharashtra में popular Vithoba is also worshipped in Karnataka. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj जी के समय there was a migration of some Marathis to the Tamil city of Tanjavur, जहाँ आज तक an older form of Marathi is spoken.
ग काय ग तुला आमचे स्वैरे घालेल का? नाही कळना कोण कळना का? नाही तुझ्या आजोबा आहे की नाही? तुझ्या आजोबाच्या बापाच्या बायलीच्या लोकांच्या सासूच्या सुनाच्या लेकीच्या बायलीच्या दला.
You will be shocked to know that the two icons of southern India, Sambar and Rajnikant, are also both originally Marathi. Yes, Rajnikant by birth was Shivaji Rao Gaikwad, born to a Marathi family in Bangalore. Sambar similarly is believed to be originated in the kitchen of the Tanjavur Maratha Empire. The Maratha king Shahuji was once trying to make this Marathi dish called amti, but he was little experimental. So instead of using moong and kokum the traditional way, he used locally available ingredients like arhar and tamarind. Everyone in the court loved this dish and they named it after the honorary guest of that day, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, the son of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And thus from Sambhaji came Sambar. If that still wasn't clear, note that Marathi is the only language not from South India that is used extensively in the Carnatic music style in the form of abhangs, which are bhajans dedicated to Vithoba. This practice of singing abhangs, also called Nam Sankirtan, was also started in Tamil Nadu, specifically in Tanjavur by the Marathi saint Samarth Ramdas. So, from sharing similar festivals like Ugadi and Gudi Padwa to similar food cuisines like Holige and Puran Poli, Southern India and Marathi cultures almost fuse into each other. Therefore, Marathi is technically an Indo-Aryan language, but it has been heavily Dravidianized to a point that it exists in an uncanny valley where it is both familiar and unfamiliar to Aryan and Dravidian speakers both. Other than sounds, even in spirit, Marathi is not flowery like other North Indian languages. It is more direct, it is less formal. For example, a simple word like I, Hindi uses aankh, Bangla uses chok, but Marathi calls it dole, the plural of which is dolya. Marathi at no point tries to be overly sweet. It is direct. Marathi mein usually you don't use the aap form or the you with respect to refer to your parents. You use the tu forms. Maybe this is why Marathi is the only Indian language that is bold enough to liberally use sarcasm, so much so that there is a native word for it, Chatpana. You will see this unique sense of humor in its supreme form in Pune, the king city of sarcasm. Internet पर there are several communities solely dedicated to celebrating Puneri Chatpana. Even there is a subculture of Puneri signboards or Puneri Patya, which are very humorous, borderline rude, that always make you go, how did someone even think of that? Very much like British humor, Puneri humor uses sarcasm as a way to assert power. According to anthropologists, generally elitist societies में sarcasm use होता है. Sarcasm is a way to assert authority while still coming across as polished and civilized. Very much like Maya Sarabhai. Maybe that is why Sarabhai versus Sarabhai would only have worked in Maharashtra. This wittiness of Marathi shows up in its theatre culture, which is very much a part of Marathi culture today.
नाटक ये महाराष्ट्र के सांस्कृतिक जीवन का एक बहुत ही अभिन्न अंग रह चुका है और मैं ये भी कहूँगा कि ये नाटक ही है जिसके कारण मराठी लोग जो है जिसे हम सभ्यता कहते हैं, संस्कृति कहते हैं, तो वो नाटक पढ़ने के कारण से, नाटक देखने के कारण से, नाटक का आस्वाद लेने के कारण से ही वो एक जिसे हम मैच्योरिटी कहते हैं, उस मैच्योरिटी तक पहुँचे हैं.
You know, I feel every culture accentuates certain emotions in its expressions. While Bangla exemplifies aesthetics, the Shringar Ras and the Shant Ras, Marathi evokes the Veer Ras and the Sarcasm Ras. It is this heroic spirit of this culture which has given us revolutionaries who have changed the course of our country. In the jewel-studded cultural crown of India, Maharashtra is one of the shiniest gems. In the constellation of the many beautiful cultures of India, Marathi is certainly one of the brightest stars.
Hello everyone, this is Sushrut and I am an admin in the Indian Pixels official Discord server. So for a long time I've been really curious to see videos about Marathi, which is my native language, explained bit by bit in the unique style of IIP. Yeah, that style which all of us really adore, and it's what makes IIP videos really interesting. So I coordinated with Ashish on this and we tried to make this really amazing video for all of you to watch. आणि जर तुम्हाला आजचा हा अद्भुत प्रवास आवडला तर लाईक, शेअर, सबस्क्राईब करा आणि नोटिफिकेशन बेल वर पण क्लिक करा फॉर मोर सच अमेझिंग कॉन्टेंट रिव्हॉल्विंग अराउंड इंडिया. आणि इफ यू आर अ ड्रीमर लाईक ऑल ऑफ अस or just someone curious about India in general, feel free to join our IIP Discord server. Link is in the description. Thanks again.
Thank you so much guys for watching the whole video. Indian Pixels को अपना लाइफ का पार्ट बनाने के लिए तहे दिल से शुक्रिया. Shout out to Shushrut and Milind for helping with the research of this video. I would like to thank each and one of our YouTube members who support this channel. Without you, this channel wouldn't exist. So, thank you so much Gandev68, Dreadful Bodyguard, Pushpendra Singh, Subhashri Patnaik, Nikhil Angad Bakshi, Pavan Pamiddimarri, NFT Wala, Dupit Purya Kastha, Shaumyadeep Mukherjee, PSI Boy, Soumyalina Tarafdar, Shantanu Banerjee, Kunal Rathod, Narasimha Murthy, Mayur Rathod, Mahua Moitra, Joel John, Sanjio, Ashutosh Mukherjee, Pankaj Mandal, Debayan Mukherjee, Nikhil Sharma, Subhranshu Sanyal, Shonali Datta, Hossainur Rahman, Atharva Bedarkar, Chinmay Gada, Santosh Harish, KG, Suhas Nair, Nayan Kale, Abhishek Patnaik, Tripti Agarwal, Aniket Jain, Suyash Singh, Piyush Kanti Bhaumik, and Shubham Das. Thank you all of you. Please consider joining this channel as a member to watch our videos before everyone else and get your names shout out. I'll see you in the next video. And yes, don't forget to join our Discord channel to meet other like-minded people. Bye-bye.